Question. Have you ever had a teacher so strict that when they say, any questions? The entire class suddenly decides they understand everything. Not because they actually do, but because survival probably seems like the smarter option. You know the moment. The footsteps in the hallway get louder, and suddenly 30 children discover the remarkable academic potential of staring very intensely at their desks. Now, imagine being 5 years old, and that teacher is Miss Trunchbull. That's the world of Matilda Wormwood. Most people remember Matilda as the tiny girl with the enormous brain. But what makes her extraordinary isn't her intelligence, it's her courage. And that's why I chose this passage. Because when the world expects her to stay small, she refuses to back down. Matilda by Roald Dahl. In the interval, Miss Honey left the classroom. Now, normally, Miss Honey was terrified of the headmistress and kept well away from her. But at this moment, she felt ready to take on anybody. She knocked on the door of the dreaded private study. Enter! Boomed the deep and dangerous voice of Miss Trunchbull. Miss Honey went in. Now, most head teachers are chosen because they're kind. How Miss Trunchbull ever got her present job was a deep mystery. She was above all formidable female, bloodthirsty follower of the staghounds, than the headmistress of a nice school for children. When Miss Honey entered the study, Miss Trunchbull was standing beside her huge desk with a look of scowling impatience on her face. Yes, Miss Honey, she said. What is it you want? You're looking very flushed and flustered this morning. What's the matter with you? Have those little stinkers been flicking spitballs at you? No, headmistress, nothing like that. Well, what is it then? Get on with it. I'm a busy woman. Well, there's a little girl in my class called Matilda Wormwood. Ah, that's the daughter of the man who owns Wormwood Motors in the village, Miss Trunchbull barked. She hardly ever spoke in a normal voice. An excellent person, Wormwood. He told me the daughter was a bad lot, though. I haven't met the little brat yet, but she'll know about it when I do. Her father said she's a real wart. Oh, no, headmistress, that can't be right, cried Miss Honey. Oh, yes, Miss Honey, it darn well is right. Nasty, dirty things, little girls are. I have discovered, Miss Honey, during my long career as a teacher, that a bad girl is far more dangerous a creature than a bad boy. What's more, they're much harder to squash. Glad I never was one. Oh, but you must have been a little girl once, headmistress. Surely you were. Not for long anyway, Miss Trunchbull barked, grinning. I became a woman very quickly. She's completely off her rocker, Miss Honey told herself. She's balmy as a bedbug. Miss Honey stood resolutely before the headmistress. I must tell you, headmistress, she said, that you were completely mistaken about Matilda, or her putting a stink bomb under your desk. I am never mistaken, Miss Honey. But headmistress, the child only arrived in school this morning. Don't argue with me, for heaven's sake, woman. Now what is it you want, Miss Honey? I came to talk to you about Matilda. Matilda is a genius. At the mention of this word, Miss Trunchbull's face turned purple, and her whole body seemed to swell up like a frog. A genius! she shouted. "I have her father's word for it that the child is a gangster." "Her father is wrong, headmistress." "Don't be a twerp, Miss Honey. You have met the beast for only half an hour, and her father has known her all her life." But Miss Honey was determined to have her say, and now she began to describe some of the amazing things Matilda had done with arithmetic. "So, she's learned a few tables by heart, has she? It makes her a parrot." "In my opinion," Miss Honey said, "Matilda should be taken out of my form and be placed immediately in the top form with the 11-year-olds. "Ha!" snorted Miss Trunchbull. "So you want to unload her to Miss Plimsoll, where she will cause even more chaos?" My answer is no. Matilda stays where she is, and you, woman, will handle her." "But headmistress, please." "Not another word! I can see right through your plot, madame." There was a lot more Miss Honey would have liked to have said, but she knew it was all useless. She stood there helpless before this red-necked giant. "Very well, then. It's up to you, headmistress." "You're darn right it's up to me," Miss Trunchbull bellowed. "I wish to heavens I was still allowed to use the Persian belt. I'd have roasted Matilda's bottom for her so she couldn't sit down for a month." Miss Honey turned and walked out of the study, feeling depressed, but by no means defeated. "I am going to do something about this child," she told herself. And that is exactly what she did the next day. Thank you.